Lovable is an amazing tool that you can use to build websites and web apps. So let's get into all the features here and how to use this tool. So first of all, you'll come to this page here and you can literally ask for whatever it is you want to build. So you can use the voice chat here if you want to just say what it is you want. So in my case for this demo, I'm going to be building a tool for my Vibe Digest video newsletter. So let's build this out. Build me a tool that helps repurpose my Vibe Digest YouTube videos that come out every Friday. Okay, so you can see that I just understood. So this is a great way to just build and just, you don't even need to type things out. So really, really good. They have Supabase here. I think that's going to be going soon because now the database is integrated into Lovable. We'll get back to that. Whether your project is public or private, that's very important. If you want to keep it private, you will probably need to pay. Otherwise, it will have a little Lovable badge here. So you can actually attach files here if you want to build in images to your tool, or CSV files if you have some data source that you want to introduce to your tool. So I can just save my image and it will be there saved so I can use it within my tool. You can also import designs from Figma if you're a designer and connect to different databases if you already have Supabase databases. So that's it. You just need to say exactly what it is that you need. You can actually build out feature by feature or just do it like this simple prompt to get started and then add features as you go. So when you press go now, it will actually bring up this a preview here. So this whole site is the preview of your web app or website. And over here, you have the agent, which is building all your website. So what you just need to do is this little box here at the bottom here, you just type in all the changes that you want to make. And on the left here, you can see what Lovable is doing. So at the moment it's thinking, then it's probably going to plan. This is a very vague prompt, so it's probably not going to know too much what to do, but it'll be interesting to see what it actually builds. So it came up with a design based on my image that I gave it. So it is important to give it as much context as possible. In this case, I didn't give it too much context, but it's okay. I really want to actually have just features, basic features here to test out the AI and the database. So we have the design system here, really good, and then the cloud. So this is basically the built-in backend. So usually when we have an app, we have the front end, which is often where you land on a website, you know, the page that you just land. And then at the back is like things that actually have features that can do actions and take actions. So that's stored in the database because we need to get save different information there and add an AI model like Gemini so it can actually write the text that I need. So I'll just say allow here and I'll prove that action and it'll keep building my app. So it's actually building my app now. You can see I also auto approve my AI, so that allows me to use the AI chat, image generation, text analysis without the setup. So you can do that once and then it will actually allow you to create images and all that. The images are more expensive. They're often 5 to 10, 20% each time. So you only have $1 a month for free. And then after that, you'll have to add to your balance if you want to use the Lovable integration AI. You can also add your own API key. So the API key is what you can use to call OpenAI or to call Gemini, and it will send back the image or the text to your app here. So that's a little bit more complicated, but we can go through that in a minute. And often it will save you a little bit of money. So it is very important to follow what it is that it's doing here. So you can see what the core features are. Yeah, this is what I wanted, a YouTube URL input with instant processing. So you can see from my very vague tweet, I got pretty much exactly what it is that I want. Now let's see if it will actually work. Okay, so it tells me to test it out here. So I can paste in my YouTube video and then I can click repurpose here to see if it will actually get the video transcript and be able to repurpose it. Okay, so we got our repurposed content here. I don't think it actually took my YouTube script because it's not exactly specific about what I was talking about, but you can see I got a pretty cool app very fast. It's in Markdown, so when you get things that you don't like for example, these asterisks here, I don't really want them. You just need to ask, then it will change it. So if you don't know, for example, you can just simply say what it is. So you can say, why is there asterisks in the content? So you can just say something like that. And what I do often is chat, because I'm not sure if I send this now, it will go off and try to fix this, but maybe it doesn't know exactly what the problem is. So what I do is chat, and this will save you a lot of tokens as well. And you won't waste as much tokens, and you can do more with the pricing plan that you have. So now it will actually think and will just try to find it out. It's like, oh, okay, it's in Markdown. Yeah, so it's in Markdown coming back. So I don't want to do that. And then it gives me some options of what I want to do. Now I'll just turn that off and say, yes, yes, return the text properly. Yes, return the text properly formatted. So this time I want to send it. When I send it now, the agent will go and do the work for me. So that's what I want to do. So you can mix and match between the chat and then just send the message normally to actually do actions and take actions to change your app. So now if you want to make little small changes like this, you can see the G doesn't show properly here. Then I would use this button down here, the editor, right? And this you can see it will scroll to any feature here. If you want to change that button, you just go like that. And then let's say we want to change the G there. It's like the G is not showing. And we can just press go and then it will actually change that and hopefully fix it now so we can see it. So while that's doing that, I'll show you what else we have here. We have the code here, so you can actually go in and look at the code. I don't often go in here unless I actually have some reason to do it. Sometimes I go in and see that there's something that's not right. So it's like, okay, this is not right. But you don't have to understand any of this if you don't want to. But if you do find yourself stuck in a problem, then you can just copy all of this and go to ChatGPT or something and say, what's happening here? I don't understand. So that could be a good way if you do get stuck in errors. But honestly, nowadays, it's not really necessary. It's better just to chat here and find out the problem. And sometimes it doesn't fix it exactly. You can see now we've got a little bit more of the G. So we can just say, do it again. Still can't see the bottom of the G. So it knows that we're talking about this G here because I had that highlighted. It's called a visual inspect tool. So over here, we can attach documents or input data or anything like that. We also have a knowledge base, which we can use to inform the project about what we are, who we are, and what you want out of each project. So if there's like something that you want for every single project, then you can use this knowledge base. So let's just see that now. So if you click on that, you can say, my name is Connor Martin. So you can just give as much instructions or what information to the agent as much as you want. Just start off small, just keep going, and you can add to this at any time you want. If you notice that all of your apps are turning out purple and you don't like the color purple, then you can just say no purple in my app. Or you could give full information about your business if you are building small tools. So you can just save it there. Now every time it will take this context and information as you are building. Okay, I got my G right at last. That's great. Now for some very, very important and new features is that we have databases. Okay, so databases are the tables. So if you want to save some different information, in this case, we could set up a database to save our content repurpose. If we want to use it for something else, for some reason, we want to save the information, right? We saw the content that we were able to create the last time, those LinkedIn posts and all that, we could actually save them in the database. So let's do that now. So I could just say something simple like save the output in a database. So now it's going to create a database for me, and then the tables will populate every time that I add new content or add a new video, in this case for this tool. Okay, so you can now see my database here and I have nothing added to it now. But let's go back to our tool. So by the way, if you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments down below. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. So you can see now I have my tweets here and the markdown is gone. So the asterisks are gone. And now in the database, they should be saved. So there we go. We have it all there. My YouTube URL that I put in, the Twitter content. Obviously, this is not very easy to use, and that's why we have our front end of our tool, because of the back end here, it's not really for really using this information. You know, it's hard to see this, you know, it's not, that's fine. We don't really care about this because we want the front end, what it looks like here. Okay, we can also add different users to our app. So if we want to make this a real tool and sell it to different people, or even just share with our teammates, then we could add user authentication so that each person can put in their YouTube videos and get that data saved to their own database. So to do that, you just need to say add user authentication, and it will do that for you. And then it will add a little box here for you to sign in with your email. So it's asking if you want to store any of the information. So I'll just say copy that in there. One great thing I love about chatting with AI is you don't need to be perfectly great with your spelling or anything like that. It will understand what I mean. Okay, so now we have our welcome page, and if we publish our website, which we can publish here, this will be the first thing that people come to now. Okay, so we can just put in our email and our password and sign up. And now we go back to our tool. You can see here, and in here with the users, we can see that I'm added as a user, and you can see all your users and signups here in this chart. The storage is where you can store your images or videos that you might want to use. The edge functions are basically where you want things to actually function, to take actions. So in this case, my app here, for example, the action is to repurpose the video. So one thing you can do if you really want a new action is like add an edge function to rewrite. So if you wanted to have a function to use the AI to rewrite what it is, the text that came back the first time, then you would probably need another edge function. So you need to actually add another one of them. It would be like rewrite the text. So it would be probably like rewrite content. It would be function like that, and the success rate of and how many times you actually have sent it. You can see while demoing this app that we're building, you can see I've done it twice. I've sent it off for the action to be taken twice, and it's come back. The secrets is where you add your API keys. Now you don't want to share your API keys with anyone. Usually they look like this. Okay, we always have the Lovable one here because we enabled the Lovable AI. So it will just look something like this, and then you have to go and find your API key from different platforms like OpenAI for ChatGPT if you want to integrate that, and you can add as many of these as you want. The logs here will show all of the things that are happening. This is just really important if you're trying to figure out what is the problem. So sometimes you do have problems, right, with something more complex possibly. Then you will need to check the logs, and you can even copy in. There might be a problem here. You say, okay, what is the problem here? It will often say like error or something, and then you can just copy this and put it into the text here and say this is the error. Although this agent does have access to these logs, sometimes it just doesn't find them, or you can read through here. Maybe you might spot something that the agent can't see. So you can also check how your app or website will look on a tablet or a mobile. So I always tend to forget this, but a lot of people are using these tools on mobiles to actually see that. When you're ready, then you can just click publish, right? And you can say the website address, Vibe repurpose. You can also buy your own domain. So if I want to get like vibedigest.com and I can make this my own domain, you can go and buy that. It will cost you extra money. I think you can only do that in the paid plan usually. You can make your icon and title. So very cool. The website description, and change your image. So if you want to do all of this, then you also need to check your security to see that everything is okay. So you can go in here. So if you do have these errors or whatever, then you can just try to fix them. But really what you want to do, if it's just for you, you can just press publish, right? And just press publish anyway, and it's fine. But if you want to share your app, obviously you want to check the security is all correct. Okay, so I can see now that my app is fully ready. If I do want to launch this tool, for example, then I would need to create a landing page, and I would want to add Stripe in to take payments as well, which you can just do. Just keep asking the agent here, whatever it is you want, just ask the agent what you want and it will build it for you. So that's how you build an app with Lovable. You can also build websites if you want a personal website, add images, all of that good stuff. It's a really, really powerful tool and quite easy to use if you really get the hang of it. Just really about trying different things and you will see some success. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon.